China may panibagong estratehiya para atakihin ng madalian itong Taiwan, mga sangkay. Pag-usapan po natin ito. Okay, magandang oras sa inyong lahat, mga sangkay. At ako na naman po ito, muling nagbabalik. Mangi-istorbo na naman po sa inyong mga araw. At ito, mga sangkay, pag-usapan po natin itong Taiwan at China. Dahil ngayon, tila baga may tinatawag na reunification. Pero yung iba mga sangkay, may interpretation sila dyan na parang may binabalak di umano ang China na isang pagkakataon para mabalik sa kanilang timon, kumbaga sa kanilang authority, itong Taiwan. Ito na nga ba ang sekretong pag-atake sa Taiwan? Well, tingnan po natin. But bago tayo magsimula, pakisubscribe po muna yung ating YouTube channel, okay? Sa baba ng video na to mga sangkay, makikita nyo po yung subscribe button. Pindutin nyo lang. Tapos may yung lalabas na bell. Pindutin nyo rin. Tapos may makikita kayong all. Pindutin nyo rin. Okay? So mga nanonood po sa Facebook, matik na. I-follow nyo po ang ating Facebook page. So ito po yan mga sangkay. China preparing to attack Taiwan? Medyo na-curious po tayo sa tanong na ito. O sa tanong, mga sangkay. Ang China ba ay preparing o naghahanda na daw po sa pag-atake sa Taiwan? Kaya nga lang, sabi po dito, ang China daw po ay gumawa ng isang plano para sa isang peaceful reunification. Sama po yung Taiwan. So, how?
Is China preparing for war? Will it invade Taiwan and take over the island by force? We've asked this question many times on the show, but today Beijing has given its clearest signal. It is spoiling for a fight. Today China declared that it wants reunification with Taiwan.
Gusto nilang maipag-isa muli ang China at Taiwan. But, how? Paano nila gagawin yon? Lulusubin ba nila? Yan ba yung taktika nila para maibalik sa kanilang kamay itong Taiwan?
And it wants to quote-unquote be firm in doing so. Now this is a major shift because in the past China has phrased this differently. It used to say it wants a peaceful reunification with Taiwan.
Peaceful. Medyo nakakagulat lang mga sangkay kasi peaceful reunification. Ibig sabihin, wala pong pwersahan na magaganap. Pero, siyempre, may mga estratehiya yan mga sangkay. Kaya nga ang tanong dito, may bago bang sikretong strategy ang China to invade secretly itong Taiwan?
Word peaceful has now been replaced with firm by this man, Li Qiang. He's China's premier, less than a year into office.
Okay. Gets po natin. So, kung nung una, itong China, gusto nila magkaroon ng peaceful reunification. Ngayon pala, hindi na. Binitawan na nila at ngayon nagsalita na po ng mas mabigat na mensahe itong China. So ano ba? I-invade na ba nila yung Taiwan?
He delivered an address to China's rubber stamp parliament today, presented his annual report, and peppered it with some tough talk on Taiwan. Listen to this.
Ayan. Medyo lakasan lang natin para mag-gets natin. Maganda to para magkaalaman, no? Kasi malaking malaking gulo kapag nangyari. Ang lapit-lapit na ito sa Pilipinas.
We must persist in implementing the party's overall strategy for resolving the Taiwan issue in the new era. Adhere to the One China principle and the 1992 consensus. Resolutely oppose Taiwan separatism and foreign interference.
This is not just a hollow threat. It comes with a bigger military budget.
Yan po yung military budget nila.
This year, Beijing will boost its defense spending. By how much? A little over 7%. So what is the budget for 2024? $231 billion.
Grabe, ang laki. Ang laki ng military budget nila. So sabi po dito, higit pa daw po ito sa doble na budget nila ngayon. Sa military lamang, mga sangka itong Xi administration. Kaya po, umaano dito, kumbaga nagkakaroon po ito ng global concern. Dahil po, anong plano? Anong balak ng China? Bakit sila may ganyan? Invade ba nila? O unahin ba nila itong Taiwan?
Budget for the PLA, the People's Liberation Army, this year, $231 billion. It is the biggest increase in 5 years, and these are the numbers which China chooses to reveal. Ask any expert and they'll tell you that the actual figure is higher. China often ends up overspending on its military.
Grabe.
There are parts of the military budget which are kept secret, like the spending on research and development. They do not declare it to the world.
Okay. So may mga secret budget pa sila.
Last week, the US flagged concerns. It's been worried about China's growing military capabilities. America believes the threat from China is growing. It is entering new battlegrounds, including space. Japan, too, is concerned.
China continues to increase its defense spending at a high level and is rapidly expanding its military capabilities across a wide range of areas without sufficient transparency.
Okay. So ngayon, maraming nakaalarma sa buong mundo. Including itong Japan. Kasi nakita po nila na grabe yung expanding ng budget nila ngayon sa military. Saan ang purpose? Anong binabalak ng China? Invasion na malala ba sa Taiwan at sa Pilipinas? Ito na lang mga sangkay. Possible ba invasion ito sa Taiwan at Pilipinas? Kasi dalawang bansa lang naman ang pinag-iinitan nitong China eh. Of course, maliban po sa Amerika, 'di ba? Yan, mas malala yun. Kaya nga lang, di naman nila mai-invade yung doon. Kumbaga, wala pong threat talaga na actual, hindi po tulad dito sa Taiwan at saka sa Pilipinas na talagang may nagaganap. Ngayon nga lang mga sangkay, di ba? May 4 na mga kasamahan ng Coast Guard ang nadali nitong China dahil nga binomba po ng water cannon.
So the PLA gets more money this year. More money means more weapons, more gear. A bigger PLA also means more expansionism.
Grabe.
And that's the goal of Xi Jinping. He keeps asking his troops to prepare for war, and now he wants to arm them for that war. Taipei is watching this with concern and stepping up its defenses. Today, their defense minister spoke about this. He said Taiwan would have more missile drills this year. And they're not the only ones bracing for Chinese misadventures. The Philippines, too, is on guard and at the receiving end of China's bullying.
Di ba? Ayan, kasama po yung Pilipinas sa concern. So, ang tanong dito, itong pagpapalakas nila ng sobrang lala sa kanilang military, kasama ba sa plano na i-invade ang Pilipinas at Taiwan? Kasi ngayon, sabi po dun, firm na po yung salita nitong China against Taiwan. And we know naman na mayroon pong conflict ang Pilipinas at China. At meron pa nga pong ibang mga teritoryo ng ating bansa na binabalak na naman pong pasukan itong mga loko-lokong Chinese.
There was another incident today. Chinese and Philippine Coast Guards clashed.
Yan po yan, mga sangkay, tinutukoy ko kanina.
Chinese ships engaged in dangerous maneuvers. They bumped into ships from Manila.
Ito po yung pinakamalala, okay, na nangyari.
There were 2 collisions in all. Both sides deployed water cannons. There were injuries on the Philippine side.
Ayan o.
So China seems to be
Yan po, napaggitnaan po Pilipinas yan. Yung boat na yan.
seems to be intent on keeping its many territorial disputes alive. Which brings us back to the Premier's speech. It's an annual event. Usually the world tunes into it for insights into the Chinese economy and their plans for the years ahead. And this time, the economy is a sore point for them. Here's what Li said about it.
The main expected development goals for this year are a GDP growth of around 5%, more than 12 million new urban jobs, a registered urban unemployment rate of around 5.5%, a rise of around 3% in consumer price index, synchronous growth of household income and economic growth, and basic balance of international payments.
Now, those are some ambitious targets. Beijing is promising growth. The Premier says he wants to boost the economy, but he doesn't say how. How will he do it? China's economy faces a host of problems. Growth has tanked. There is rampant unemployment. Among the youth, it's so bad that China has stopped publishing unemployment data. There is a crisis in the property sector. Since 2021,
So mayroon daw pong krisis sa ekonomiya ng China ngayon.
40% of home sellers in China have defaulted. 40%. Chinese stock markets are in a state of decline. In the last 12 months, they've fallen by 20%. The Indian stock market has surpassed.
Sabi nga po, marami daw pong foreign investment na bumabagsak po ngayon sa China. Kumbaga parang ayaw na po nilang pumasok sa China. So, ang tanong dito, bakit?
Hong Kong. All these ailing sectors need bailouts, but China won't rescue them. It is more focused on building the PLA, on
Diba? May problema po sila sa ekonomiya. So kung may problema sa ekonomiya, dapat mag-focus po sila sa kanilang economy. Pero bakit po nakafocus sila ngayon sa military nila? Parang may naaamoy ba kayong kakaiba mga sangkay? Is it possible na aatakihin nila yung Taiwan? Kasama po yung Pilipinas? Kaya po may ganong klaseng budget na napakalaki? Ito ba ay plano ng pasikreto lang at bigla ang mangyayari? Ang pag-atake? Well, ano po ang inyong mga opinion? Comment po yan sa ibaba mga sangkay at pag-uusapan po natin yan. At ngayon, meron po ako isang YouTube channel, Sangkay Revelation. Pinag-uusapan po natin itong patungkol sa mga propesiya sa Biblia na natutupad na po ngayon. So, hanapin niyo po ito sa YouTube. Then, click the subscribe, click the bell, and click all. Okay? Ako na po ay magpapaalam. Mag-iingat po ang lahat. God bless, mga sangkay.